they're really going to frown on big, long runs of flex duct. They're going to frown on flex duct running up and over framing and down and around there. They just do not like that because they've just found that it just has such a terrible effect on airflow ultimately. So you can kind of just go down through there and see. Can't do any pan ducts. You can't see flexible duct supported intervals is recommended at a distance less than 5 feet. Flexible ducts in unconditioned space, not installed in cavity smaller than outer duct diameter. You can really see they're they want to put some outlook onto the duct system as it applies and make sure that it works properly. Then we're going to be going and looking at the duct leakage. The duct leakage is the same as it was before. The only difference is there's 2 ways you can get an Energy Star certification, what they call the prescriptive path, and then there's the performance path. Almost everyone uses performance path. But duct leakage will be 4% or less. I'm sorry, yeah, 4 CFM or less per 100 square foot under 3.0. And right now it's the same as 2.6 or less. And it is not hard to achieve that as long as your contractor uses mastic, kind of pays attention to what they're doing. All right. I perceived additional costs, maybe $100. Like I said, we're kind of going through this. This is probably the one area where you're having to use additional equipment, spend additional time doing the site survey, testing airflow, a lot of additional photo documentation, that kind of thing. So I figured maybe $100 out of us. We'll see going forward where we come in at on that. All right, and then on your water management system checklist, this is mainly controlling moisture. And they just want that to be addressed because I heard one of the guys say, well, we got to thinking about it. If we're really controlling energy costs and we're tightening the building envelope, here's where you got the opportunity for moisture to get out of control and start having some rot, some mold issues, indoor air quality issues. And just to let you know, as this was being gone through and come up with by the EPA, there was another checklist called the Indoor Air Quality Checklist. And it was kind of part and parcel of this. They just didn't want to see any potential for moisture behind walls, that kind of thing. Well, they took that out because they thought that that would be cost prohibitive, too cost prohibitive. However, there is a kind of an adjunct to this called Indoor Air Plus that you can build into your homes, and that's about a $50 additional cost from us to rate your home as Indoor Air Plus certified. And there is only one builder building one house that I know of in Greenville that is using that certification. And to put it in perspective, approximately 1 in 3 Americans has asthma. I mean, there are a lot of kids with asthma. From a purely marketing standpoint, Indoor Air Plus is just it's just hugely pertinent to your business and help you market your product. But I'm just going to vaguely touch on Indoor Air Plus today. There's a lot of information on the website about it, but it's a great product, very minimal cost, and it's just just a little bit of a step forward from what you're going to have to fill out here anyway on your water management system checklist. And by the way, if you kind of take a look at this, a lot of it's stuff you're doing already. It's just that, let's see, what do we got? You got to have a certain grade. You got to have capillary breaks for crawl space floors, wall assemblies and roof assemblies. I mean, just basic stuff. They just want to make sure nobody's taking shortcuts when it comes to preventing moisture intrusion into a house. All right. Okay, so I kind of talked about the timeline, but we'll talk a little bit more about it. If the home's permitted last year or by 4/1 of this year. And the final inspection is done by July 1st. You can get the home certified under version 2.0. Condos, apartments, and multifamily buildings have until 12/31 for the final inspection, by the way. If you permit after April 1st and until 12/31, and the final inspection occurs prior to December 31st, you have to use 2.5. And then, like I said, 3.0 starts January 1st. And that's everything. You know, there's no transition from 2.5. January 1st, you have to use 3.0. So you have to fill out these, they have to be right, and all that. But it's a great opportunity, I think, for people to go ahead and transition into 3.0 simply because they give you some breaks on these checklists going forward to make it to where it's just not extremely difficult to get everything worked out. Now there's two pathways of certification I just want to touch on for just a second. You've got the performance path that almost everyone uses, and basically what that is, you take your plans, you look at everything, you know, you consult us and say, Dean, all right, so what do you think of this? If I put in an Energy Star refrigerator, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'll take a look at it and say, yeah, shouldn't be any problem. You can change things around, so to speak. Under the prescriptive path, it is a very predetermined set of guidelines that you can do on your own, where it'll tell you exactly what the heating and cooling equipment efficiencies have to be, what the minimum standard for your windows has to be, your doors, the insulation standards, all that. It's very specific as to what it is. You go down that path, you put everything in there that they require, and at the end of it, we do a blower door test and a duct test, and the home is certified as long as you can verify that you've met all those standards. So one, you have a lot more leeway. The other, you have very little. But if you're building several homes at once, you know, prescriptive path might be a good way for you to go. Simply because it's kind of a cookbook method to getting the home certified. So